Today I'm with Blue Ridge Financial Aid Coordinator Crystal Smith. Welcome, Crystal. What's the mission of the Financial Aid Office at Blue Ridge?
The mission of the Financial Aid Office is to assist students in finding resources to help remove those financial barriers so that they can attend college with less concern about the cost of what it takes to get a college education.
And what's your role in the Financial Aid Office?
My role, primarily I work with our veterans, certifying their GI Bill benefits, but I also handle student loans, certifying our student loans. We have a state grant for child care funds that I also manage for the college, and then also our work study program. I am hands-on in that and helping manage that as well.
So you mentioned a couple of types of financial aid that are available to students. What other types of financial aid are available for students at Blue Ridge?
There are basically 4 types of financial aid that are available to students. The first one is grants. Grants can come in the form of federal grants or state grants, depending on the source. But grant money is gift aid that comes from the government. So it's money that does not have to be repaid. We also have student loans. Student loans come from the federal government, and they are exactly what they sound like. They are a loan. The students do have to repay with interest once they drop below half-time status. Then we have the work study program. Work study is where students can apply for a part-time student job here on campus. And then finally we have scholarships.
So how does a student apply for a scholarship?
For scholarships, students research and apply for those on their own. And so some of the best resources are to go to the college website at blueridge.edu. We have a page dedicated for scholarships under the Paying for College tab. So if students want to apply for the grants, student loans, or work study, they do that by submitting a FAFSA. The FAFSA stands for the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. It's one application that the students complete online at FAFSA.gov. That one application is used to determine if a student is eligible for the federal grants, state grants, student loans, and the work study program. But students only have to apply once each academic year. That FAFSA application is made available on October 1st for the next school year for students to apply for.
If you're a first-year student at Blue Ridge, what tips do you have for them to get the most out of financial aid?
I would say the very first tip is to submit their FAFSA early. Many students will wait until the summer or maybe even in August before classes begin, realize that they need help paying for their college expenses, and start seeking the financial aid at that point. Although we do process financial aid throughout the year, the earlier that students can apply for financial aid, the better. So remembering that date of October 1st for applying for aid for next year is very, very important. I think the second thing that I would say is just to ask. Our office is very open. We're welcoming. We understand that the financial aid process can be daunting and sometimes can be scary, and we're available.
Excellent. Is there information available on the school website for financial aid as well?
Yes, there is. Students can go to blueridge.edu, and if they click on the Paying for College tab, we have information on all kinds of financial aid situations.
Is there anything else you want to add that you think students should know about financial aid?
I would say 2 things. One, be careful with student loans. Although it is an option that's available for students, it's very easy to take that student loan money year after year after year. It's very easy to take that money and spend it and not realize how much they're borrowing. And then when they graduate, then most of the time they're going into an entry-level paying job, and they'll have the student loan payment and rent and food and a car payment. And I think just that awareness of knowing that is a resource that's available, but be careful, understand what you're doing, and keep track of how much you're borrowing. The other thing that I would recommend is that if a student has a question, that they come to us. We very often hear rumors or false information. I heard somebody in my class say this, or I've been told that I have to this, and 9 times out of 10 that information is incorrect.
Tell us a little bit about your work with veterans at Blue Ridge.
My work with veterans probably is about 70% of my job. I start when a new veteran is coming in, helping them with the onboarding process and helping them get their GI Bill benefits in place. New veterans who come in, I actually advise them and register them for their first semester. We usually try to connect them with a staff or faculty member who is also a veteran, kind of as a mentor. And if the student wants to have a peer mentor, we also have a student-to-student, veteran-to-veteran mentoring program as well.
Thanks, Crystal, for telling us about financial aid. If you have any questions about financial aid, make sure you ask your ACA instructor or stop by and visit Crystal or one of the other coordinators in the financial aid office. What was your educational journey to get to Blue Ridge?
My educational journey really started when I was a child, getting into financial aid. People will ask me, well, how did you get into financial aid? And my common response is, well, it's apparently in my DNA. My grandmother worked in financial aid at the Medical College of Georgia for 16 years. She was the assistant director of financial aid. And I remember as a child, 4, 5, 6 years old, her taking me and my cousins or my sibling and I to work with her, and just being in awe at her job and being on a college campus. So that was my first exposure to financial aid. But when I graduated high school, I went straight to college, Anderson College. Had no idea what I wanted to be when I grew up. So my major was Associate of Arts, transfer, and that was my second introduction to true financial aid, because I could not have gone to school without the financial aid that I received. So I was not eligible for grant money at all. I went to a private college, Anderson's private college. My parents had not saved. I, of course, had not saved any money. And I applied for my FAFSA, sent that in, hoping for the best. Was eligible for a little bit of student loan money, but thankfully I was eligible for several scholarships. If I would not have had those scholarships, I would not have been able to attend. Then took some time off because I still didn't know what I wanted to do. I married my college sweetheart, and then 14 years later in my 30s decided, if I wanted to progress in my career, I was working in financial aid at that time, that I would need to get more education. And so I went back as an adult learner to East Carolina University and received my business education degree from East Carolina, all remotely. And so I completely understand what our students go through and how they feel and what it takes to navigate online classes. Once I finished my bachelor's degree in business education, decided again, I'm done, no more. And about a year later decided, actually, I feel like I need to get my master's degree, because that would open doors to higher level opportunities in my profession. And so I received my master's in management and leadership from Liberty University. And I have now been here. I started at Blue Ridge in October of 2011. And so I am very happy to be here and let this be part of my journey.